when I see some of those people that want to be Madre Santos or Padre Santos, it is quite difficult for an openly gay or lesbian person to achieve that. I've seen some that have done it, but they usually take on a more relaxed role, or a role where they aren't easily identifiable. So that's how they get included. So maybe as those numbers get larger, then they will bring in other people. But I've actually seen and gone to ceremonies where someone was more openly gay and they were treated differently. And that was very surprising, but not unexpected.
I see the person of color, gays and lesbian, transgender in Brazil. My thought is they need to start getting together and building an institution like a neighborhood institution, which is an association of neighbors which become as good for all and stretch the idea and organize. It's going to take a while, but my idea and my default for them is they actually come to the conclusion they need to be a better organizing so they can have strong representation politically, financially, to get the things all level community want to achieve.
I think that's a part of, I guess, sort of being in a country where there's sometimes government subsidy and support, sometimes there's familiar support, but I know here there have been many projects. If you do not have nonprofit status, you don't fare well. When the government says we close or we can no longer fund you, the organization falls. And that's not very good. But when you start it on your own, no matter how small or how large, and you maintain it and build, you know, there's progress and there are other people that help. I think one of the greatest things, again, is standing in your own truth and having the ability to say, even if it's just I will do it. And other people will see that you will become a role model without trying to, as an organization and as an individual. I'm not sure about how difficult it is in Brazil, but I've seen places that sort of foster that. Sometimes I see things like GGB, and that has some participation by people of Black African descent or Afro-Brazilians. I see other groups that I've seen gather at places like Harris-Ivolca, and they at least offer some camaraderie. You will see also at that same place something like a parade or a pageant, and you will see this gay taparica or something to that sense. So you see people come together, you see them visible, they're open, they're strong enough to be there. There's some people that are in Brazil sort of have a semi-celebrity status, is that they're known in the community, they're respected there, and they do have ability to lead. Now, where that leadership will take them, I'm not certain, but I think people need to come together, share with each other, and not really fight. If there will be some disagreement or different ways to go, and maybe that would allow branches to develop. So there's a group over here doing something dealing with the politics. Another group is dealing with the education.
The participation should be the answer then.
Yes.
The participation should be the answer. The exchange of ideas and organization.
Yes, the exchange of ideas in the organization. And that is critical. And then also to explain and show what your idea means, not just say it or always be correct. Because sometimes it takes stepping back and allowing someone else to lead. Then they get the chance, and you can see what you can do better, and you can see the ability that they have. Oftentimes, people will ask, well, who speaks for the Black, gay, and lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community? There are many people that give voice to those communities, and they're as varied as the people that are there. And that's one of the things I like about the U.S. is that there is variety, there is diversity. And I like that also in families and in friends, because I think it makes the world a better place. But I do think sometimes you need to say, this is Black, this is African, this is Brazilian, this is North American, because it lends to help shape who you are, but then you don't use it to ostracize others and put others down.
If you are gay, person of color, lesbian, transgender, you should be proud of who you are.
I think so. Even though I still think it is difficult in many places because we haven't seen the role models. We don't talk about it enough. We don't see it in school. We don't allow people to be different. Usually we have the traditional thing, girls wear pink and boys wear blue. Well, we've seen that even in I guess we would call it the fashion industry, where that's not the case. Many men wear bangles and beads and earrings, and also in other cultures, in Africa, in Brazil, there's a beauty in the animal world. Usually that person with the most color, bravado, and shape is the male. And I think that works in a sense. But also, I find that within the Black LGBT community, there are many lesbian and bisexual people that really do a great job. So I don't want to negate anyone, but there are particulars where they take the lead. And I think Brazil needs someone to do that, just like when we talk about some of the culture and history, whether it be fictional or non-fictional, in Brazil, and we talk about people taking to the mountains to leave situations. We talk about people that are artists and working as an example in Bahia. I take that as an example. I saw the film Opayo, and it talked about the lives, this sort of everyday life of the people that a tourist would see in the Pelourinho, from people that were shop owners to people that assisted to taxi cab drivers and so forth. And then they showed the backdrop. They showed what happens to them afterwards, how they live, how they interact with each other. And I think once the African or Afro-Brazilian LGBT community takes hold of that and can become themselves and not be sort of a person or a group of people that are there just for the tourists, that once they show that to each other, it will really progress. It will really, really progress. But I do see a need for a growth and understanding. At this point, I don't know how it will happen. I like seeing the changes. I like seeing some people step out, but many of those people I've seen leave Brazil. They don't particularly stay. They have left because there's greater opportunity to hone their craft if they're, say, in theater and arts. There's a better business opportunity. There's a better opportunity for jobs. Even the ones that I see leave Brazil for a short period of time, and I'm more familiar with some of the people in entertainment and dancing, as well as those vendors on the street and those people that own small and large businesses. I've seen other people that travel for a short time. As an example, dancers, I love dancers, but I see many of the dancers go to Europe, come to America, go to other parts of the world, and go to Russia, many places, but it's sort of quick, fast, and in a hurry. They don't get a chance to learn some of those other cultures, or they feel safer going back to Brazil. So even though they are more adventurous than many, because they get away and have the opportunity to see others how they live, I think it can be frightening. The world is a large place, and I think for, so to speak, foreigners, it can be frightening. It's very frightening for me to go to, say, South Korea, or to go to Venezuela, or to go to Japan. But many of those places I've been to, I love going. It's an adventure. And I think being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, all of those, same gender loving, it's a journey.